Welcome back to Nightmare Creatures Podcast. I'm James Ansley, and
I'm James Strength.
This is our first video episode, so kind of bear with us. We're still trying the waters on this, but hopefully it'll get better as time goes on. Tonight we figured we'd just do a round table about cryptozoology as a whole and whatever subject pops up in between. So strap in, sit down, turn the lights out, and let's see where this ride takes us. What do you want to cover first, James?
Oh man, well, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, honestly. I'm almost completed with the studio where our live videos are going to take place. Now this is just, a little makeshift studio for the time being to try and experiment out and see how photographic we are. I think it's turning out pretty good.
I'm happy with the results so far. The lighting we got down, set placement, we'll have more to do once the studio is up and running.
Definitely. And if you like this, and this is the direction that you'd like the show to take, definitely leave us some feedback in the comment section. Let us know how you feel about it and if you like it. Definitely.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
So pretty much we're sitting here and we're just testing everything out, but we wanted to bring you something because we have been hard at work behind the scenes getting everything going. The Blackwater expedition is getting closer. I got a couple more things I got to take care of that. I got a theory on something I'm going to try. Not a lot of people have done it. It's mostly my personal idea on usually what happens. So I'll talk to Strength about it. We're going to figure out, we can try some of the stuff in the field, see if it nets any results. The canoe incident we're going to go check out.
Yes, we are hard at work on that. We're having a conflict actually with scheduling, but it is in the progress, and we're trying to get it.
As soon as we can get where the witness has scheduled that matches ours, we'll be down there.
Right.
That will also be a video episode, so you'll actually get to see the person tell their story. And if time permitting and weather permitting, we'd like to go in the field and actually show you the location where the incident took place.
Yeah, honestly, and I'm sure a lot of you, have this same situation. Work takes up a lot of time. We both work on night shift currently, and as much as I love it, it's hard to carry on with day-to-day life the way I would want to. Especially, having a YouTube channel. So we do the best that we can, and we're really trying to put out videos for you guys, and it's not for a lack of material. We have people calling constantly, telling us Sasquatch, we saw Dogman, and it's just finding time to get it out there.
Yeah, putting it together, talking with the people. Like right now, we're currently, you said a gentleman saw one in Idaho, and we're trying to get that squared away on getting him to tell his story.
Yep.
I've had a few people come out myself, and it's all just a matter of lining up schedules. But we have a huge amount of material set forward to come out. So stick around, tell your friends about us. The more we grow, the more we can do. The more we can do, the more we can bring you, the viewers.
Definitely. And I'd like to take this time to actually shout out a Patreon supporter, David Quick. He has started out as a $5 supporter and shot up to a level 2 executive position.
We want to take this time to personally thank you. Your support is very appreciated, especially as a new channel. Through supporters like you, it's going to allow us to bring a lot more exciting material to the table.
Thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
As soon as we get some, I just want to take this time, as soon as we get their shirts going and everything, quick, you're going to get a t-shirt on the house, dog.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So just give us time to get our materials going, our t-shirts and other things in. We're going to send you a care package. You took care of us, we're going to take care of you.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I was thinking about something cool the other day.
What you got?
So, silver, right?
Yeah.
This is really neat. Silver is actually called the pure metal, right? That got me to thinking, Vampires, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Why can't a vampire see his reflection in a mirror?
Well, if you look at the time of the legends took place, common made mirrors were silver washed metal.
Isn't that weird?
But also werewolf stories, other things like that. There's a lot of creatures that said don't like silver. There's theories that it has to do with the Christian religion of Judas and his 13 pieces of silver.
Right.
Silver is it does have antibiotic properties, antimicrobial properties.
And if you think of like lycanthropy or vampirism as being an illness or a disease, maybe, then that may explain the silver, as killing those creatures. Pretty interesting. I don't know. I thought about
It's just a thought. Let me kick around.
Yeah.
But let's see what else we got going on here. Oh, I showed you the footage of that rock ape in Vietnam running through the rice paddy, right?
Yeah, dude, that was crazy.
I mean, if you think back to the whole Vietnam War, there's stories of our GIs fighting these giant Sasquatch-like creatures just as much as they were fighting the VC and NBC. But to them, the stories that came out, they thought they were just other random creatures in the jungle, so they didn't have that spooky connotation of it. The only thing that comes out of the rock ape that I see that deviates from most other Sasquatches, and I know we talk Sasquatch a lot, but if you think about it, he's the Ford of the cryptid world. He might not be your favorite, but everybody's heard of him.
Right.
But back to the rock ape. Have you noticed when the stories come in, it's got a lot of orangutan-like features when they describe on it?
Yeah.
It's the biggest deviation you really see from others.
Right. Well, and here in Florida, they really take on that ape-like appearance.
Oh, yeah.
Not to say that Sasquatch doesn't have that ape look to it, but swamp ape.
The swamp ape gives me more of a baboon vibe.
Yeah, it's definitely primate.
Yeah, it's primate of some type. Angry as all get out, but you got to think. When it comes to humans, Florida gives you Florida man.
Right.
So what's it going to do to a Sasquatch population? There's all sorts of bath salts and craziness that can happen with this place. I don't know. It's like a crack in the Bermuda Triangle. But like I said, we're just kicking things around right now. Mostly it's just test footage, kind of get you a feel who we are, what we do. You're seeing a lot of behind the scenes right now, what we do before an episode starts. We kick things around. We kind of figure out the destination we want to take stuff. And, well, crap. There I go 404 and on English again. Pardon me. Like I said, it's a test run. Future episodes will be better. We got a new editing software we're going to try out here in a little bit. It won't be on this episode. We just wanted to give you a raw, kind of candid footage of who we are as people.
Yeah, just let us know, is this the direction that you'd like the show to take? Do you like the audio format of just audio, or do you like us, in video form? We're going to do a lot more outside investigations to Blackwater, and
speaking of which,
I almost said something crazy. Don't,
because I'm going to start laughing from the last time we tried this. But, speaking of which, I want to do an investigation in New Orleans.
Are you trying to get stabbed?
Will not be the first time in my life I've been stabbed.
Right.
It sucked then. I'm pretty sure to suck a second time.
Yeah. So voodoo or zombies?
I just want to touch on it all.
Okay.
I say we go spend a weekend in New Orleans. Stay away from the touristy areas, of course. But when it comes to cryptozoology, paranormal, and occult, it's just a melting pot of so much esoteric things. I'd love to you could spend a month there and not touch on everything.
Oh, 100%.
But I have a feeling it would be Material City. Rougarou, there's some areas outside parishes of Louisiana we can check.
Voodoo,
vampires. We could get into the whole vampire subculture. We're not saying that there actually are vampires in the subcultures around New Orleans, but it should be some interesting people to talk to. And who knows? You never know what you're going to find. So if it looks like me and Strength are talking to ourselves, we may just found one.
Right? Dude, okay, so I had just read a story a couple of days ago about a woman's running with a vampire in New Orleans. It was ridiculous. So I'm going to paraphrase a lot of it, and I'm going off memory, but she had left somewhere. She was walking through the parking lot. I believe she was going to her car. I'm not sure. And a gentleman come up to her and started talking to her. She wasn't really interested. She looked at him, and he told her, look at me in my eyes. And she just said she was transfixed in his eyes. And he walked up to her, and he kept telling her, keep looking at me, keep looking at my face. This is what you want to do. And she couldn't pull away. She could not get away from it. And she said that he opened his mouth, and it was just rows of teeth. And it opened wider than the average person's mouth. And a few men walking down the road saw them standing there. And the way he was holding himself in his mouth, the way it was open, they just could tell something was going on. And she looked very uncomfortable, but she couldn't get away from him. They yelled at him, and this guy jumped straight up in the air and landed somewhere off in the distance. And they said that they could hear a metal bang, right? The men actually went and looked for the guy. She got out of Dodge, I guess. And from what I heard, there was two footprints in the hood of the car where this man landed, and they never found him.
Jesus,
that was wild.
That's crazy.
That definitely rings bells with vampires, I would say.
Yeah, there's so much to talk about. There's literally just so much things we don't know.
Yeah.
Like we could spend 2 hours just on Thunderbirds.
Oh God, I love Thunderbird.
Like that story from the 60s, old kid getting carried off and the dad trying to get him.
Yeah.
Dropped him like 10 feet away.
That's some wild stuff. They go after kids. They've gone after adults, and the Cowboys, they shot one. Chased it on horseback, shot it up, and took that photograph of the Thunderbird.
I wanted to do an episode on Hogzilla. It's not really so much of a cryptid. It gets into the realm of it. There was a 1,400-pound wild boar shot, or claimed to have been shot in, I think, Arkansas. And it's supposed to be like 3 times bigger than the record of the largest hog.
Massive.
But I'm a hog hunter, avid hog hunter.
Yeah.
I live in the woods. I love it to death. So I can talk about that all day.
Oh, it's definitely interesting.
And the thing is where does science and cryptozoology start?
Right.
Like, is it a blurring? Can a normal everyday creature veer into that realm, or do we have to put a wall up that says this is cryptid, this is just everyday science? Because when you ask me, nothing in this universe is absolute. There is no such thing as a black or a white.
Oh yeah.
So
this is chaos.
It comes down to individual compass. Until we get a set defining rules of a flow chart, is this yes, is this no? Because everything was something until we discovered it and gave it a name.
Right.
Nobody believed on how many, like I said a couple episodes back, the silverback gorilla, the coelacanth. Everybody thought somebody was smoking crack until poof, here's your proof. Oh, let me see what else I'm going to say. Saw something interesting a couple days ago when I was diving.
Well, I was going to touch on, you were talking about Thunderbird. Have you heard of the rope and lights?
Oh.
Oh, man, this is a personal favorite of mine. So in Papua New Guinea, they have what's called the rope and lights. They don't let their children out at night because they say that winged birds come out of the, winged reptiles, come out of the mountains or the jungles and swoop down and take their children away, right? And they describe these creatures with a mouth full of sharp teeth, leathery wings, and tails with a fork on it, right?
Never understood the fork tail principle, though, honestly.
Really don't know.
I mean, is it an aerodynamic thing, or is it a flight stabilization thing?
It may be a flight stabilization. I really couldn't tell you.
I mean, it's a common occurrence when you talk about winged, leathery creatures. They fit a bill.
Right.
Except for the Jersey Devil. Don't get me started on that one. We were going to do a Jersey Devil episode, but
we were.
As far as I'm concerned, I don't think it's real. Too many accounts deviate from too many different subjects. one says it looks like this, the other says it looks like that. I think the most concrete proof we found was hoof prints in the snow on a roof of a house. But other than that, the photos are either so blurry you can't see anything or so obviously photoshopped. Like one was so bad, it literally was bat wings on a goat. And like a goat standing like on all four legs like this. Not up like that.
Yeah.
Hovering in there just... I'm sorry. If you live in Jersey or if you're all about the Jersey Devil, more power to you. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to say that one's all the way out.
If you have a believable story and you have evidence of the Jersey Devil, we would love to see it.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, if you got a good picture, you got a relatable account, preferably more witnesses, the better. I am always prepared to open my mind on what I consider an open or closed case.
Oh, yeah.
So, prove me wrong. I will admit it. I'm a grown man. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll change my opinion based the facts.
Right.
But as of now, in the research I've been able to do, I just don't see it.
No, there's just it's all across the board. It's just completely different stories, and the photographic evidence is just it's laughable. It really is, and there's not enough information to even make an episode. We could talk about it for 20 minutes, and I could.
We just keep coming back to I don't think this is real.
Yeah, and I'm not going to put out an episode and just try to make for entertainment purposes. That's not what we're about. That's not what I'm about.
If we wanted to do that, we'd be staging Sasquatch sightings in the woods and saying we found something.
Yeah, I mean it'd definitely be an easy video.
Oh yeah, totally.
But I'm not about the easy path, so that's pretty much dead for me. I'm really digging these other countries.
Oh, dude,
and
so much good
their
stuff is
lore. Wow, it is ridiculous. And like you said before, every single one of them relates to another country or another race of people, another group of people.
Dude, that El Pombero find was great.
Oh, 100%, man. 100%.
Dude, I loved it. It's hard to find a lot of research on it. Not gonna lie, I had to link check Wikipedia for like 8 different links, but anybody can sit here and make a YouTube video reading off the Wikipedia. I don't want to do it. I know you don't want to do it.
Yeah, no.
It's a great reference source, but at the end of the day, you got to remember it's cloud hosted and everybody has a chance to edit it. I could go in there and write, El Pombero sneaks into the president's house and tickles his feet at night. Don't make it true, but it's on the internet. But the one thing I do like about that website is it gives me links to books and other things, which I can go buy, research, and do it ourselves.
Right. Yeah. You really can't beat first-hand accounts and first-hand witnesses. Just regurgitating somebody else's, cut and dry. This is the myth. This is the legend. That's good up to a point.
Yeah.
But we're never going to get anywhere if we don't start talking about it. Trying to figure it out, understanding from a scientific point of view, does this creature exist? You know what I mean?
Can this creature exist?
Can this creature exist? Does its surroundings facilitate a creature of its size or its, habits? Does the habitat support this kind of animal? And
it comes to the most important thing of all, and that's you, the viewer. If you've seen something, if you've experienced something, if you know somebody that does, I highly recommend you reach out to us. Because until we can have the conversation, we can't get an answer to the question that wasn't asked. We're gonna hit on that a few times. You guys are the most important people for all this. Even if this podcast didn't exist, for the field of cryptozoology, it's going to take you to tell your stories, to talk, to ask the questions, to find the answers. You don't have to have a PhD in rocket surgery. Just do some research. I did. I mean, I found a lot of stuff. You don't have to have a piece of paper that says IR cryptozoologist. Just expand your mind, think, but follow scientific theory when you do. Follow proper wildlife safety. And for the love of God, or gods, it depends on what you believe, when you go out and you do these things, pick up after yourself.
That's a big one, definitely.
I can't count how many times I've gone into the woods and I've found crushed Miller Lite cans, empty packs of marbles, and I'm just like, guys,
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
gods gifted us this whole realm to take care of. The Great Mother gives us everything she needs, and you're sitting here and just trashing it. I know I'm coming off kind of hippie-ish for those of you. I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, it's the love of nature, it's the love of science, the love of things that we don't know, the things that go bump in the night. They all live here with us, and let's respect what we got to do. Find answers without destroying where they live.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Have you heard of Nathan Rio?
Mm-mm.
He had a channel on YouTube. I'm not sure if he has it still. He deleted a lot of his videos. But he was a normal guy.
I got to jump check on this right now.
What's up?
That Dogman video.
Okay.
The one that got pulled.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere people can find it? Can we link that anywhere or upload it?
Oh, yeah. We can put it up right.
Crazy footage.
Yeah.
Pupil dilation, facial muscle contortions. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. I saw this footage. Strength showed it to me earlier tonight while we were setting up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild. Cannot find the original video.
You cannot tell me this thing is not real footage.
It's shocking.
I will bet a paycheck that this ain't hate. This ain't hoaxed. It ain't faked. It's unsettling.
Yeah. I can
On a
go
primal
ahead.
level.
Yeah, I can go ahead and put the video up now if you'd like to watch it. That's some wild stuff.
Dude.
And that's not the original footage. I can't, like I said, I can't find the original footage. I was on Reddit, and from what I've read and from what other Redditors have said, the original footage has been taken down. And that, I don't know if that's a screen cap or an edit that someone made to put in their video or what. But from that alone, you can see this thing is a monster.
I'll put it this way. If that video is faked, somebody at Pixar had way too much time on their hands.
Oh, God.
Because it literally could be the modern Patterson film.
Oh, yes.
Easily.
Oh, yeah. For
And for
Dogman,
those of you familiar with the Patterson film, this could be the new staple footage that will be talked about from years to come, provided it doesn't just get swept under the rug through every other cat video on YouTube.
Yeah, definitely. But getting back to what I was saying, Nathan Rio, he started a YouTube channel, just a normal guy, and he liked hiking. I believe he owned his own business as well, but he started seeing Sasquatch in Utah. So he started a YouTube channel and named it Utah Sasquatch. But his name is Nathan Rio. And I believe you can still find his videos. I'm not 100%. He did pull a lot of them down, and there was some controversy over what was going on there.
What was the controversy, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, no one could really figure it out, but he had ADD or ADHD, I'm not sure. And in one of his videos, he did explain that he is very high functioning, very intelligent man. But what the situation was he hyper focused on one subject, and when this took hold of him, he would focus on it for months or years at a time, and it would just fascinate him. And Sasquatch, when he was seeing it, hit him like a ton of bricks, and he just hyper focused on it. And this dude was pumping out video after video after video. Normal guy, right? Seeing these amazing things and videotaping them. Oh man, there was one called something Wallow. Oh man, it was a great video. If my memory serves me right, he was finding not only tree liens, but almost like teepee structures or little where they would lean trees up and limbs and debris would go in and hide or
like little
sleep.
nests.
Right. And he went in one time. And in the video, you could see little pieces of like candy bar wrappers stuck in the limbs of it on the inside. And he got to thinking about it. And it makes so much sense. He claimed that, and in the area, there were at the time a lot of homeless people in certain areas, but where he was finding these, it is very remote. You cannot get out there with vehicles, right? He was theorizing that if a person were to stumble upon it, that Sasquatch were putting these in there to make it look, to disguise it as no, this is a person here, right? And they wouldn't worry about it. They just leave, right? Because why not? You know, these things are very intelligent creatures, right? And they wouldn't think anything of it, right? Not only is it already hard as hell to even see this thing, and he would spot it, but they would take that extra measure and everything. But yeah, oh man, and one thing that was huge that he found, and a lot of people don't know about this, but he noticed when he was going out and he was seeing Sasquatch or hearing them in different locations around him, right? Like they're circling him, trying to herd, like we were talking about, that there were blackbirds in the sky circling him. He theorized that they had some type of symbiotic relationship, that the Sasquatch, not saying that they tamed these creatures, right?
I mean, but it happens naturally. Look at wolves and ravens in the wild. Ravens learn that if they hang around wolves long enough, there's a free meal.
Yeah.
Wolves don't really mess with them because ravens don't eat that much.
Right.
So they tend to be commonly sighted together.
They're seeing Sasquatch every day, day in and day out. This is another creature like a deer to them, so they don't care, right? But when a person walks out into the woods, this is different.
Yeah.
And they're circling them.
It goes back to what we said.
And the Sasquatch are seeing the birds circling. They know, oh, there's a person over there, so I'm going to stay over here. Mm-hmm. So he had some really groundbreaking evidence. I mean, when he pulls the camera up and he shows birds in the sky, and then you're hearing tree knocks over here, you know. That's very interesting.
Did you ever watch that mermaid documentary National Geographic put out about 4 years ago?
I did. And I wanted to.
I rewatched that one again, and it made a lot of really good points on it. I think we should do an episode on that one day.
It did.
But that's your call.
It did. But what I don't like, it was a mockumentary kind of thing. And you know, it was they explained in the end that it was faked, a lot of it.
Yeah.
But the information that they put out there
was plausible and
really
it was good information. There's
really
a lot you can take away from it. I'd like to retouch on that subject of mermaid.
I love mermaids.
Because it goes back to the aquatic ape theory, which surprisingly has a lot of justification in our muscular and skeletal developments. But that's going to be for another time. We need to do a whole episode just on that.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about the aquatic ape theory. It sounds like you know a little bit more than I do. But
there's little things that get touched on that actually make sense, like the fact that we got a cartilage plate in front of our rib cage. Mm-hmm. That most other apes really doesn't have the amount of chest compression that we do. We're capable of being amphibious when a lot of the larger primates are too dense to swim.
Right.
Our spinal articulation, not a lot of other apes have that, which if you think for moving in an aquatic and amphibious environment, makes a lot of sense. We cry. Our tears, salt water. Mm-hmm. Or we sweat, we cry. A lot of this is horrible water management on a biological system. Mm-hmm. So unless we were evolved around the water,
right?
You can't have crying and sweating as a cooling system in an arid environment. You would have to look how much we have to drink now.
Yeah.
You go out in the desert, you got what, a day tops?
Yeah. You got to do
Deuces.
it done, right?
They're gonna be pecking. The buzzers gonna be pecking at your bones before you know it.
Yeah.
But no, it opened up a lot of stuff. I rewatched it. And the first time I watched it a couple years back when it came out, and I was like, eh. But watching it again because there's just wasn't else on, and I'm looking at it through a different set of glasses now.
Yeah.
So it really got me thinking. And there's a lot of, like you said, the mockumentaries like that. What was that Lost Tape show?
Yeah.
I feel like they take away more than they give to the subject at hand.
Right, right.
Because yeah, you made excellent TV, but who's gonna know when you do this kind of stuff? What are you hiding? What are you making them think? What kind of myths are you procreating that just aren't correct?
Yeah.
Could it ever be something now when a guy gets in that situation? It could mean the difference between life or death. I know if you're a production manager at National Geographic, you're not thinking Sasquatch is real. You're thinking, I'm going to make a Sasquatch show because it's going to bump my numbers because people are into that.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. And a lot of people do it unwittingly or unknowingly.
Oh, and total congratulations on that Dogman show. I got to listen to that. Sorry, I was at work and I couldn't make it.
Yeah.
But it was an amazing episode. I think that's one of the better ones been produced yet.
I appreciate you on that one. Yeah, Dogman is my number one cryptid. I am absolutely fascinated with Dogman.
I'm all about that Sasquatch, dog.
Yeah, well, a lot of people believe that they may be related, actually.
Hey, you never know.
There's,
but I will say, blew my mind on that Dogman footage you showed me today.
Oh, yeah.
And things like that are the reason I keep a 45 in the car.
That is there's no way around it. It is an absolute monster. Yeah. That is a monster.
Yeah.
If we come out one day and say, oh, yeah, Dogman's real, we discovered it, he's scientific, that is a monster. I don't care if we classify it. That is a
110% brown trousers moment off the bat.
I would never willingly go out, and we're going Dogman hunting. No.
We're going on a Sasquatch expedition,
so
it already lends credence that we're not all the way there. So we might be a couple tacos short of a full combo meal.
Yeah, you're right.
But we're attempting a peaceful interaction.
If it happens, it happens. But I'm not going out hunting for one of these things. That would tear us.
What was that Destination American show? A bunch of them hillbilly boys running around with shotguns looking for Appalachian monsters.
Oh, Lord, yeah. With the loudspeaker and they're beating on trees with the sticks.
Great TV.
Yeah.
Horrible execution.
Yeah, well, I want to appreciate you. I really appreciate you for stopping by and checking out our video. And please let us know if you liked it. And like I said, if this is something that you want to see going forward.
And if there's a creature or an item or an event that you would like covered, either message us or leave it right down there in the comment box. Mm-hmm. We would love to hear your story as well. So if you've seen something, you saw something, or you have video or footage of something, please get in contact with us. We would love to tell your story, because the only way this grows is if your stories get out to everybody.
You're right, 100%.
So we're going to go ahead and conclude it here. I'm James Hansley.
And I'm James Strength.
And remember,
there's no such things as fairy tales.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.